First of all, I would like to give a brief welcoming speech to everyone. I am most delighted to be here today to welcome all of you to the first ever virtual mobility program, which is jointly organized by the three universities. This program is jointly organized by three universities: Universiti Malaysia Perlis, UniMAP, Universitas Syiah Kuala Aceh, Indonesia, and also Thaksin University from Thailand. So despite the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, the program was successfully planned, and today we will witness the first series of the forum, which entitled Transitioning from Face-to-Face to Online Learning, the Good and the Bad. I hope everyone can hear me, right, from Indonesia and Thailand? Okay. And this program is a platform for the students to exchange ideas, and it encourages sharing of knowledge as well and experience on many related aspects in regard to our daily life that relate to the current issues, namely the social and political issues. All these valuable knowledge and experiences will certainly deepen our students' understanding about the discussed issue and will surely promote friendships between the participating universities. And finally, I would like to thank the organizing committee, the participants, and also the audience for joining this meaningful program today. And may I take this opportunity to wish the program every success for this series and the upcoming series to come. And thank you very much and all the best to everyone. So for the next session, I will pass the microphone to the moderator, Dr. Muhammad Shahidan Shari. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Tunku Salha. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you for coming. Today, we are having a forum on transitioning from face-to-face to online learning, the good and the bad. And we have several participants from three universities: Universiti Malaysia Perlis, Universitas Syiah Kuala, and Thaksin University. Each of them will be given 20 minutes to talk. We have two sessions actually. One session is for the teams to present, and the second session is for questions and answer. The audience can post questions in the chat whenever you have some questions. Okay, talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, this issue is on everyone's lip. The total number of cases in the world stood more than 7 million, and thousands of people died. Innumerable countries are suffering from the pandemic, hence they have been placed on lockdown to break the chain of transmission. The economies have been tremendously affected, and I believe that Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand are also in the same boat. All the universities had no choice but to close their campuses and conduct online classes. Okay, I as a lecturer personally think that online learning is not good as we can't have two-way communication, and some students might have no internet access. So without further ado, we are going to listen to students' perspective on online learning. I would like to invite each team to introduce their members. So maybe start with the team from Universiti Malaysia Perlis first.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. So I hope this is very clear. Okay. Assalamualaikum. Very good morning to everyone. I really hope that you guys are doing well, even though you are at Indonesia or Thailand. Please stay safe, stay wherever you are. So my name is Syiah Ramli, and I am third year student from Universiti Malaysia Perlis, and currently pursuing my degree in mechanical engineering. And I am one of the presenter for today's forum. So thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum. Hello and good day to everyone. My name is Muhammad Fiza bin Ahmad Fauzi, a second year student from Universiti Malaysia Perlis, currently pursuing my degree in chemical engineering technology, food technology, and I'm the one of the vendor from UniMAP for today. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everyone, can everyone hear me? I hope so. A very good day, everyone. My name is Nafatia binti Anwar. I am a third year student from Universiti Malaysia Perlis, currently pursuing my degree in chemical engineering technology, biotechnology industry, and I am one of your presenters for today's forum also. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Swadikap, hello and selamat siang everyone. I am Zulkifli bin Abdul Rais, a second year student from Universiti Malaysia Perlis, UniMAP, currently pursuing my degree in environmental engineering, and I'm one of the panel members for today's forum also. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, good morning to everyone. My name is Nurul Nagasha Sharin. I am a second year student from Universiti Malaysia Perlis. I am currently pursuing my degree studies in international business. I am also the one of the panel forum for today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now I would like to invite the team from Thaksin University to introduce yourself.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are from Thaksin University. On behalf of Thaksin University, it is our pleasure to participate in this wonderful virtual mobility program under the Talk project. But before we start our presentation entitled Transitioning from Face-to-Face to Online Learning, the Good and the Bad, we would like to introduce our members in team. The first one is Fatin Hulu, and here is she. The second is Nilai Hajijetwe. The third is Kawishet Pia.
Good morning.
The fourth is Puttipong Romyot. And the last one, myself, Pongsathorn Kongdi. We are from the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, as well as Faculty of Education. However, we have Chaiwut Gavipan as one of the video makers. He is also now in this program as an audience.
So that's all for Thaksin University.
Okay, so now we move to Universitas Syiah, Kuala to introduce their members.
So, Assalamualaikum, good morning everyone. It's a pleasure to meet all of you guys. And today we would like to introduce ourselves one by one. So my name is Muhammad Zafran. You can just call me Zafran. And I am a student in chemical engineering. This is my third year as a student. And also, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm one of the representatives of Universitas Syiah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Milati Amalia Sinosa. You can call me Milati. I'm a student from Universitas Syiah, majoring in chemical engineering and third year. And I'm part of presentation today. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning everyone. My name is Lama Junaid and I'm international student in Kuala University in the Dental Faculty. And I'm in my second year. Today I will be taking part of the presentation of Kuala University. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Rahmat Fazlisa. I'm originally from Aceh. I'm studying at Kuala University as an undergraduate student in management department. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning. My name is Rajo Huda. You can call me Rajo. I'm the second student from Biology Education, Faculty of Teacher Training, Syiah Kuala University. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your introduction. So now we move to our sessions. Our participants will be giving their speech about transitioning from face-to-face to online learning. So the bad and the good. So may we start with UniMAP team first.
Right. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning again to everyone. Thank you so much for the moderator for giving to the UniMAP for presenting first. So first of all, as we know, the topics for today is going to be transition physical class face-to-face to online learning, which is the good and the bad. We also know that in everything that we did also we have pros and cons. So here I just want to talk a little bit briefing the introduction of part of it. So the COVID-19 has resulted in schools shut all across the world. Globally, over 1.2 billion children are out of the classroom. As a result, COVID-19 crisis has revealed many challenges and gaps in higher education delivery. The rush by countries to shut down schools was one of the first instinctive global responses as COVID-19 began citing through populations. Citing from UCA News on March 15, President Joko Widodo issued the closure and instructed local governments to increase efforts to try and stem the spread of the virus. The COVID-19 pandemic has sadly transformed the learning and teaching process around the world. According to UNESCO, around 1.5 billion students are out of the school in over 165 countries affected by the pandemic. In the People's Republic of China, the government is working at an unprecedented scale and speed with the private platform providers to continue classes. But as you guys know that technology has stepped up in to filling these gaps, and many universities across the globe are compelled to adapt to the available technologies in order to continue their daily operations. Moving on to the online learning, it has been on the rise in recent years, and it is really not hard to see it why. On the other hand, e-learning or online learning also have become hugely popular by the simple virtue of the being so much more convenient compared to the traditional face-to-face courses or physical courses. In terms of effectiveness, some research shows that on average, students retain 25 till 60% more material when learning online compared to only 8 till 10% in classroom. This is mostly due to the students being able to learn faster online. E-learning requires 40 till 60% less time to learn compared to the traditional classroom or learning face-to-face. It is because students also can learn at their own pace, their own time, going back and reread back, skipping or accelerating through the concept as they choose. The process of scheduling discussions and determining the deadline for group assignments can be done more systematically even if each student is in a different location. Citing from this article, I did mention that learning skills for long term is the main skill which is in this 21st century students need to be mastered, especially independently finding learning materials. It is also students are motivated and also reflect themselves, reflect the studies with tons of self-assessment, exercises, and also without realizing students are actually well prepared for the work life. Nevertheless, as this online class is something new to the students and that we have to adapt, there must be a deficiency. As a part of Student Representative Council, and I'm the president for SRC UniMAP, we have taken one step forward by surveying satisfaction and improvement for the online class. Here I will show you the results of the data that we have surveyed to the students, Universiti Malaysia Perlis students, UniMAP students, for the improvement of the online class. Maybe the presenter can move forward to the which data. Okay, so this part, we can say that the students are in the middle range where they need time to adapt to this new norm. Despite that, UniMAP positively took the survey and implement a few initiatives to help students and also the lecturer adapt to the online class. We as a SRC also listen to the students' voice as we also want to know what from the student side. And for example, also now we're doing a team talks, also part of hearing from the student side, which they agree with this online class. What are their opinions regarding online class? So I will move forward to the implementation or by Universiti Malaysia Perlis. It will be presented by Muhammad Friza bin Ahmad Fauzi. Thank you.
Thank you, Syiah, my team member, my teammate for the good introduction. The COVID-19 pandemic and the ensuing recovery movement control of the RMCO in Malaysia have seen more cooperation Turning to digital means of empowering students with new skill. Students are adapting to the new norm for online academic. Universiti Malaysia Perlis carry out online teaching for all students starting from March 15 following the spread of COVID-19 that time. The online approach replaced physical teaching and learning temporarily UniMAP among the earlier university that start online classes in Malaysia. So as we know, UniMAP start earlier from the other university, and the situation that time in Malaysia has shown an increase in COVID-19. Therefore, the foreign Ministry of Health MOH recommendation on mass gathering, UniMAP is taking the step in teaching and learning activity. UniMAP is taking forward. Therefore, academic operation and various online platforms such as Google Meet and Google Classroom platform are start in UniMAP, whereby employees continuous assessment of coursework. UniMAP also grant students various access to Google Education Center by migrating to G Suite account, where UniMAP start to give a student due to transition to the new normal in education. It's easy for us. The module are put together in a unique combination to face online lesson, weekly online assignment and interactive assignment using material from online education publisher. Besides that, we also UniMAP also not only have online class, also applies in career fair, digital career fair, as we call it, Digital Northern Industrial Career Engagement 2020, as the short form is INICE, as an example of transition from face-to-face to online learning process, where students learn about career engagement in online platform. UniMAP always continue monitor the situation and provide the latest information about academic to time to time. The COVID-19 pandemic may force decision maker to prioritize online teaching, establishing it as a new normal. It's bring many pros and cons, good and bad. So I will pass it to my teammate Syiah, and she will talk about the good things about this transition. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you, Riza, for the introduction for our forum today. Now we'll talk on the good side of online learning. Now, first of all, in our perspective, we will be dividing online learning into two perspectives. The first perspective will be focusing on the students, and the second perspective will be focusing on the smart technology itself. Okay, next. Okay, focusing on the students. Next, please. Okay, focusing on the perspective of the students. Next. Okay, is that first of all, it can help to increase the self-discipline and the sense of responsibility of the student. See, the student will need to stay organized as there will be no face-to-face interaction for the class. It depends on the student, and it is their own responsibility to ensure that they gain a positive output from the coursework that they are doing. My next point, for the good side of online learning, on the good side of learning, on the perspective of the students, will be the students can gain freedom of access and flexibility. Okay, in the class, the students can share the same content without any barrier. The instructors will get to provide pre-recorded lectures, and they can also record their online discussion, and it can be shared to the students without any barriers at all. This actually helps students with internet connection in some areas that may face some problems with the internet. This actually helps to ensure that all of the students get access to the education, because it is accessible anywhere and of course anytime. Okay, next, I will be talking on the quality of the education itself. Online learning, actually, I believe every country in the world have a regulatory organization that keeps the standard in their education. In Malaysia itself, we have the Malaysian Qualification Agency, MQA, which is a body that will regulate and of course publish the guidelines for online learning. Institutions will have to follow these guidelines in order for them to ensure the quality of the education that the students are getting. It is a way for them to supervise the standard of the education that is received by the students, even if it's via online learning. So some may question the efficiency of the online learning itself, but with these regulatory bodies that keeps the standard of our education, then online learning can be a very good thing. Okay, next, I will be talking on the perspective next of the smart technology itself. Next, the students will have to utilize various types of learning platform in order for them to access online learning. We are now moving towards the era of Industrial Revolution 4.0. So I believe that students are expected to possess various capabilities, especially in smart devices and of course smart technologies. So through online learning, the students will be able to implement the use of technologies themselves. And if you think about it, most jobs nowadays, they require their employees to actually leverage technology. Okay, next is that we are now moving towards Industrial Revolution 4.0. Through online learning, which is actually at the stage of Education 2.0, we are actually moving and promoting Education 4.0. We are actually prepping students to familiarize with online-based system and interface. We are actually slowly adapting from the mode of interface of Education 2.0 to 3.0, and moving on, we will move to Education 4.0. We are actually evolving from face-to-face learning towards a more systematic and a more vast system. Okay, before I end my presentation or my opinion on the good side of online learning itself, I will say that by integrating online learning, it is actually a step for the student or the institution themselves to boost their morale and understanding upon the need of learning and accepting the cyber-physical system that will be faced in the upcoming years during the era of Industrial Revolution 4.0. But of course, there are two sides to every coin. So to talk about the other side of online learning, I will now pass on to my teammate, Kifli, to talk about the bad side of online learning. And with that, I thank you.
Okay, thank you, Fatiha. That was such a brilliant speech. In relation to the topic, I will explain further about the negative impact to elaborate all the possibilities that not all people experience that, but this minority do. Before starting, as you can see, there are several disadvantages or challenges that I list down for this section. First, let me talk about the network coverage. Rather than saying it's a bad impact, this is a challenge befit the growing technologies as we depend too much on internet. As not all people can learn everything virtually, some people need more hands-on to fully understand what they learned. In the early phase of MCO, the government of Malaysia has prepared the citizens of Malaysia for the incoming needs of working from home, online classes, and so on, by providing free internet facility as much as 1 GB a day from 8 AM to 6 PM. Although this is a generous move to lighten the burden of the people, it is still not adequate with the amount of actual usage, and in addition, some region is unable to get enough coverage to provide smooth internet performance, especially for the students' learning process. Okay, jump to the next about easily disrupted. As we know, we can always find the best time and condition which is easier when we are by ourselves. Although it seems like a small matter, small kid doesn't really care about the condition and the importance of the work we do, so they tend to mess around to get our attention. This is applicable for only for those who have toddler who understand, right? Also, parent being parent would want to ask us for help for the housework, right? So, how can we focusing on our class? Furthermore, the third of my point is about the limited resources. Aside from internet, we also use books for reference material in learning process. most of us will not expect the pandemic will lasting long in the beginning, as it never happened before, and student mostly is not ready to adapt to the new way of life. So this is a factor and the challenges for students to concentrate on the learning as part of study reference. Next, the target of the learning objective also one of the challenging part in this e-learning. On the contrary to all this, I believe that it's not just students facing this challenge, as well as our lecturer too, as they also find it difficult to give it more exposure to make it easier for students to understand the whole objective of the study. This causes students to have limited reference, as not all the students can concentrate 100% when learning online. Only a few parts of the whole objective of the study could be achieved in comparison with the usual learning method, as before the face-to-face method. Last but not least, the communication barrier. Then a series of factors to the student internet problem lead to the barrier of communication problem between students and lecturer. This communication problem circumstance that cause the voice delivered to be bit lag and difficult to understand what is said. So both parties between student and lecturer can get what is the main point that they try to highlight. That's all for my point of the bad side of e-learning. Okay, jump to the next slide. Okay, next, for every disease there must be has an antidote. For sure, every problem that occurs must has a solution to offer. So here I will share some solutions to the challenges we face in learning online classes. To all my friends here, listen to me. My main advice in dealing with this challenge is that we should try to accept and adapt to this new normality. If not, until when we will consider this all as a problem and also a burden on us, right? You guys agree with me, right? Okay, first thing first, the solution is a strong motivation and guidance from the lecturer. Okay, now I return to the advice or settlement path that I can share with you all. Firstly, lecturer needs to motivate students and need to be aware of their students' problems that they face. For example, not giving too much assignment as they have so many additions with other subject, right? While at the same time, students also need to participate in making similar cases of understanding the time restraint of your lecturer. Students also need to understand that their lecturer also have their own family tasks that they need to do. So teamwork and compromise are needed when dealing with this. Second, the iterative learning method. Next up, lecturer needs to learn to use the new learning pedagogical method that are more efficient as the suitable platforms of students. This is maybe sound a bit hard to express, but a new approach and learning method are also crucial in order to gain attention and attraction from the student to laser focus during the class. Maybe another attractive quiz can be considered to gain desire from the student itself. The last point for my suggestion is students need to be wiser in assimilating themselves with the new lesson method. Despite talking from the lecturer, students also need to be wiser in assimilating themselves with this new lesson method. As we all know, we must need to adapt this new normal. We as the student itself need to be more responsible and have sense to accepting all this challenge. Less complaining and keep improving. This should be better. If they face some internet problem, the student itself or the lecturer itself are given a lot of choices in choosing the best telco for using the internet that they offer. Finally, the emphasis on student in that is that students must maintain good behavior during online learning session with their lecturer. This is the main highlight of my advice. Dear student, please show your respect also to our lecturer during the online classes. This might be hard to say, but try to think how many of our friends are giving their full attention during the class while our lecturer are keep explaining with everything for a long period hours of the classes. So please be mind this please. That's all for my part. Next, I would like to pass to our last member, Najwa, to make a conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you, Kifli. Alright, for the conclusion part, online classes gives us more advantages than disadvantages. As the one who is responsible to summarize the facts, I would like to recap all evidence presented by my team members. We are all aware that coronavirus is affecting the entire world, which gives a huge impact not just for health but also education. UniMAP implemented continuous assessments, various accessibility, and enable the online learning process to be conducted through many platforms. This great move is a good start of ensuring the learning process to continue. Online learning benefits the students by increasing their self-discipline, and the online learning also gives them the freedom, access of flexibility in their studies, as well as ensuring the quality of the education. Next, smart technology is the main role where it utilizes various learning platforms, as well as moving towards the Industrial Revolution 4.0. However, there are also disadvantages of conducting online classes. Weak internet coverage, distraction from family members, inadequate learning material, and also resources which are considered as the inconvenience that occur during the online classes. And then, lack of lecturers' resources such as their teaching style, their platforms they are using, and also their performance also affect the process of online classes. In the nutshell, online learning is not just a change in technology, it is also a part of a redefinition of how we as a species transmit knowledge, skills, and also values to younger generations, workers, and also students. Thank you to all my friends who explained in detail the pros and cons of online learning. With the initiative taken by our own university, I also do believe that other universities are trying to be better and better in improving the online learning as well. At this time, we sincerely appreciate your high attention, and if anyone has questions, please feel free to ask in the comment box below so that our moderator will pick up a few questions. That's all from our team, Universiti Malaysia Perlis. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to the team from UniMAP for the very good discussion on the online learning. So just now I was captured by what Zulkifli said just now. The lectures always give a lot of assignments. Maybe he want to say it to me. Okay.
I'm really sorry. It's not for you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm kidding. Don't take it seriously. Okay, so now we move to Thaksin University. So I would like to invite the team from Thaksin University to give their opinions about online learning.
All right, a very good morning once again, and we are back at Thaksin University. Have you ever thought that the pandemic will spread widely and fast across the world? Thus far, haven't you? Of course, so do I. The pandemic is called an emergency crisis indeed, isn't it? But we still have hope. By the way, it is affected all fields as well as educations, as we are students, right? With schools closures in Thailand extended until further notice, the Ministry of Education is launching new initiatives and building on previous work to enable learners to continue their studies so that they can study effectively as well as efficiently. In particular, distance learning, television as well as online learning are key pedagogical methods that given physical distancing recommendations and the uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it is our great opportunity to share about the good and bad as well as suggestions for the online learning during this pandemic. So next, let Ms. Fatin Hulu explain the next topic, please.
Alright, so in Thailand there are some transition in education. It starts from traditional learning, which is face-to-face classroom, to distance learning, platforms and becomes a virtual classroom these days. So due to the COVID-19, it can be said that many countries or many institutions all over the world have closed to prevent the increase of the number of the infected patients, right? So online learning is the best platform for students to study at home. Thaksin University also adopts the use of online learning to help students learn from their home. There are many channels of online learning applications that our university has used. For example, TSU MOOC, like this, as you can see, and collaborated with WebEx and Google Meet and Google Classroom as well. And since our university has implemented online learning through these applications, so today we would like to share our perspectives based on Thai educational instructions, the advantages or positive effects and the drawbacks or the limitations of the transitioning to online learning in this panel discussion. So I will talk about the advantages first. So my first advantages of online learning is that students are able to promote lifelong learning skills. Learning online expands the channels of getting knowledge. Adopting online learning enables students to improve their technology literacy and support students to be active learners because they can study at any place and any time. For example, I would like to cook some menus, but I don't know the recipe and I don't know how to do it. So I Google it and I watch for cooking tips from YouTube, and I'm sure that it doesn't always succeed in the first time, but when I keep practicing it, it becomes better. And there you go. I got like cooking skills from YouTube channels or from Google. So that is the good point for online learning, I think. And the next advantages, so I will pass to my friend that she will talk more about advantages in online learning and its limitations as well. So please welcome Ms. Nilai.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's move on to the convenience. So online education has unquestionably become one of the most successful education alternatives in terms of convenience. So let's point out about place. So students or learners can study anywhere, anytime. They can choose the atmosphere or the environment that suits and satisfy them. It is providing the opportunity to study when you feel your best. So students listen to lectures and complete assignments sent to them electronically with no need to fight traffic and rush hour, which the pollution from this can cause an unhealthy life. So hashtag every life matter. So let's move to the convenience and flexibility of time. And online courses give students the possibility and flexibility to organize study time that fits their lives instead of reorganizing their lives around education. Students no longer have to worry about missing class. For example, today I feel sick, I am very ill today and I cannot attend to class, and I can go back and rewatch the class that I missed. So that's extremely convenient for students. And about teaching material. Teaching materials can support student learning and increase student success. And it does play a big part, such as worksheets. But let's consider this point. Obviously, either students or teachers have to print out the paper, or even though it's a reused paper. Isn't it better if we just read and do some exercise through our screen? So it surely helps the world by reducing paper, because as we all know that paper industries emit greenhouse gases. So hashtag save the world, save online learning. And the most importantly about the convenience, in terms of convenience in studying online, is that we can save up our budget money from first traveling. You may have to commute long distances, so it could be a big problem when it comes to those who have a poverty stricken. So by shortening the commute, you just simply walk to your device in your home or in particular place. For example, when I wake up in the morning and then I'm lazy to sit on the chair at my certain desk, so I can lie on my bed and just take my device, my smartphone, to just watch, the online course that I want to study. And for the high tuition, so it's really saves up the money for high tuition courses or any extracurricular course or the course that we have never studied from traditional schools. It really helps opening first to access social media and channels in order to learn. And it has no cost. We can study with no cost. And besides from that, it provides a variety of programs and courses. That this means that no matter what students study, they can find the course or programs they need online. For example, that Fatin said from MOOC TSU. So we can search, for example, today I want to take a extracurricular course. For instance, like technology in daily life, so you can Google, and for example, from my university, we can search about the particular course, and then all the courses we want to study pops up on the TSU MOOC. So that's really convenient. And hence students can also earn every academic degree online and get the certificate that we can see that our friends from social media post online about certificates. So that's super cool. And these free online courses can help students fulfill general education requirements, so we can save up a lot of money. # a road to billionaire. Meanwhile, online learning though doesn't always fit anyone, as we all know that, right? And the learners or students who have unstable internet connection cannot access the lesson effectively, especially when it comes to in condition of severe weather. The internet connection will be lost easily. Accessibility to technology is a significant issue for students to access online learning, especially in rural and lower socio-economic neighborhoods. So that's all for the convenience. And let's move on to Pongsathorn, my third speaker from TSU, from Thaksin University. Please welcome.
All right, thank you once again, Nilai. So the next is, it is still the advantage of online learning. So the next is implant the good habits for active learners, such as self-discipline, punctuality, as well as tolerance. So I hope you all have these kinds of habits, right? As a matter of fact that the learners or students require a lot more attention, self-discipline, and time management for them when they learn online more than participating in the class due to the convenience that Nilai, my team, mentioned earlier. In other words, they must step out from their comfort zone. So to study online, students must have high discipline, punctuality, tolerance, so as to sit and listen what a teacher teaches them for today's lessons. As same as right now, we are listening to each other for the presentation. So that means we have self-discipline, the punctuality, and the tolerance to participate in this very wonderful program. So also be punctual to the appointment, that it is vital for them to prepare themselves to work in the real life in the future after their graduation. So it is quite significant a lot in terms of being active learner, as I mentioned earlier. So as I have been studying in Faculty of Education so far, I have some experience based on my experiences to share. some to you about my teaching via online. So I also teach students via Zoom. I am not sure that some of you might know or not might know, but it is like Google Meet. It is called Zoom, an online application teaching and learning. So what I would like to share is that my students, they prepare themselves very well so that they are able to room on time. So I mean, my students are active learners. They have high self-discipline, punctuality, and the tolerance to come to the class, even if it is an online class. But they know that it's all good about them, even though it is not face-to-face studying, but it is still important for them. So that also means they have high active that leads them to be successful in the future, of course. And it is my part. So let me move to the next topic by giving Kavishet Pia to explain the next topic, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pumston. Now, let's talk about quality of online learning. In my opinion, online learning may be more efficient, face-to-face learning and have more efficient that at some point. And the first one is that you can record the whole lesson very easily. And with just one click, you can review your lessons and you can listen it all over and more and over again until you understand the lesson. Moreover, all teaching material are easy to access. For example, purchase handouts or quizzes, and you can send it back and forth to your friend or your teachers by not wasting even a single tree. And your material are also legible no matter how ugly in your handwriting is.
Quality are dependent learners and have difficulty assuming responsibilities required by the online paradigm. For example, elementary or secondary school ages are not appropriate for online learning. Those students rely on school for food and health services. When their parents are not home, they cannot control themselves to concentrate on long enough on the monitor. Also, it is difficult to keep an eye on students. When the students are having an examination or quiz, in the other words, the rate of cheating on the exam as well as plagiarism are dramatically high when they don't have the examiner around. I once saw the solution to this problem. A teacher told students to use a smartphone for the exam and turn back on the camera so the teacher could see the smartphone screen, and the student cannot multitask on their phone. Unfortunately, there's a kid who has 5 friends in his room behind the camera. They are telling him all the answers, and the teachers cannot be able to notice it.
And I would love to mention a slide of a limitation of studying online learning. It could be about lacking of approaching. So it's really hard to perform a group work or assignment. So when you have like a presentation like this, so it's really hard to we as a students as a group come together and sharing ideas and perspective on that certain work or certain assignment. And online learning doesn't provide students interactions between friends and teachers or professors. And one more thing about this is that, field of studying. I mean, when we're focusing on the practical part, for example, biology class, physics class, engineering class, or design that needs an exclusive teaching from teachers. So I think it's really hard to interact between friends and teachers because some subjects or hands-on subjects cannot be taught online because the electronic medium in its current state of development doesn't permit the best method of instruction. So I think that's the practical part, helps people to be having like a life skills or career planning. So I think that's quite a bit of limitation of online learning when it comes to practical part for those students who are studying in this kind of fields. And next, we're going to present you all about the video.
ไวรัสโคโรนาสายพันธุ์ใหม่ 2019 หรือโรคโควิด -19 คือโรคที่ทำให้เกิดอาการป่วยในระบบทางเดินหายใจ โดยผู้ป่วยส่วนใหญ่ที่เป็นโรคนี้มักมีอาการไข้ ไอ เจ็บคอ หายใจลำบาก บางรายอาจมีอาการปอดอักเสบขั้นรุนแรงถึงขั้นเสียชีวิตได้ผ่านทางฝอยละอองเมื่อผู้ป่วยไอหรือจามหรือผ่านการสัมผัสใกล้ชิดผู้ป่วยเมื่อได้รับเชื้อแล้วจะมีระยะฟักตัวประมาณ 2-14 วันโดยอาจไม่มีอาการป่วยที่สามารถสังเกตเห็นได้ขึ้นอยู่กับภูมิคุ้มกันของแต่ละคนส่งผลให้โรคนี้สามารถแพร่กระจายได้อย่างรวดเร็วทำให้เกิดวิกฤตโควิด -19 ขึ้นทั่วโลกอย่างไรก็ตามเราจึงไม่ควรประมาทและปฏิบัติตนตามคำแนะนำล้างเลี่ยงลดจากกรมควบคุมโรคได้ดังนี้ล้างมือด้วยสบู่น้ำหรือแอลกอฮอล์ทุกครั้งก่อนรับประทานอาหารหลังสัมผัสสิ่งสกปรกหลังดูแลผู้ป่วยเมื่อไอหรือจามเลี่ยงการสัมผัสผู้ป่วยที่มีอาการหรือเลี่ยงการเข้าไปในพื้นที่แออัดหรือพื้นที่ที่มีความเสี่ยงและควรเว้นระยะห่างจากผู้อื่นอย่างน้อย1 เมตรหากเลี่ยงไม่ได้ก็ควรสวมหน้ากากอนามัยหรือหน้ากากผ้าทุกครั้งลดการแพร่กระจายเชื้อโดยการอยู่บ้านไม่ออกไปด้านนอกลดการใช้เวลาอยู่ในที่ชุมนุมชนหรือกิจกรรมของคนหมู่มากและปิดปากปิดจมูกทุกครั้งเมื่อไอจามด้วยกระดาษทิชชู่หรือต้นแขนด้านในและกำจัดกระดาษทิชชู่อย่างถูกสุขลักษณะในตอนนี้จำนวนผู้ป่วยในแต่ละวันได้ค่อยๆลดลงด้วยความทุ่มเทของบุคลากรทางการแพทย์และการให้ความร่วมมือของประชาชนแต่นั่นก็ไม่ได้หมายความว่าเราจะสามารถละเลยคำแนะนำล้างเลี่ยงลดดังกล่าวได้เราควรหมั่นฟังคำแนะนำและมาตรการในการควบคุมไวรัสอย่างต่อเนื่องเพื่อที่ประชาชนทุกคนจะกลับมาแข็งแรงและร่วมมือกันต่อสู้โรคร้ายนี้ฟื้นฟูโลกให้กลับสู่สภาวะปกติอีกครั้ง
Thank you to my teammates. As you can see that when we transition from face to face to online learning, it always have goods and bad. Actually, it's not bad, but just limitations of the online learning. As you can see that when there is two sides, so we hope that online learning is one of the best ways to serve students a good education as well. So we hope that the development, a technological development will take part in this. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you to the team from Thaksin University. It was a very interesting discussion. So without further ado, I think we move to the team from University Syiah.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So, Assalamualaikum. We are from Universitas Syiah, Kuala, Aceh, Indonesia. We will present you about the transition of online learning, especially in Indonesian students' perspective. So we are consisting of 5 members, as you see, from different backgrounds. So this is our agenda for today. There are 7 outlines that we are going to present now. So the world is facing a really big challenge right now. There are so many things that must be done by every country in the world. Most of their funds now are allocated to health system to overcome the virus and disease, what's so-called COVID-19. It affects the world's activity and people's mobility in every sector of government and private, such from tourism, industrial, and finally, the most important thing to build the nation's future, education. It was only a few months ago when COVID-19 literally changed everything. When it comes to education, based on World Economic Forum, it affects the school closure and learning activity of more than 1.2 billion children in 186 countries. Strategies need to develop to make students keep learning, keep productive, and keep creative during their time at home. On the other side, globalization, where people connect each other worldwide. It has grown due to the cutting edge of communication technology. Education sector needs this to keep it on track no matter what happens. In response of this, innovative, new digital learning technologies were hitting the market and resulted to the new development of online learning platforms like what we're using now. One of it is Google Meet. And this transition is absolute. So online learning triggered by the first positive case identified on March 2nd, 2020, which makes a whole country stressed out. As the time goes by, the number of cases keep increasing, and eventually the president made a decision to apply work from home for workers to prevent the spread of this virus. Then, the Ministry of Education and Culture issued the official circular letter that requires the students all over Indonesia to study from home. And this is officially the beginning of the implementation of online learning in Indonesia.
Face-to-face learning method in Universitas Syiah. In this section, I would like to explain about face-to-face learning method in Universitas Syiah. Well, when we say face-to-face learning, we are mostly talking about traditional classroom learning, where course content and learning materials are taught in person to a group of students in a live interaction that's with student and the lecturer. Face-to-face learning ensures a better understanding of lesson content and gives students a chance to bond with one another. So, why do we need to conduct face-to-face learning method? As we know, our world is in crisis. We are in a time where everything normal is non-existent and education is going completely online for the rest of the semester. So, it's really hard to conduct face-to-face learning method, but some classes just cannot be taught online. Science subjects are good examples, such as engineering and medical subjects. Students who take this subject often need to study in laboratorium to understand the materials. So this is not possible to study subject from home, and if it does, it will make science extremely difficult to understand. So students need to learn the subject in laboratorium, where face-to-face learning method is conducted to achieve more quality and experience about the subject. And who is involved in face-to-face learning method? As we know, all students, lecturer, lab assistant, they are the ones who are involved in this method. How to conduct face-to-face learning method in pandemic situation? To start, the COVID-19 pandemic, as we know, took the world by surprise. Everything has stopped. The world seems to have grown to a halt because of the novel coronavirus. Students continue their education through online learning with their lecture. This model is currently the best alternative as keeping university open poses a safety risk for students. However, as we have discussed before, it is really necessary to conduct face-to-face learning method in science subject, even if it's hard to conduct the method in this pandemic situation. So the university should arrange a new way to conduct face-to-face learning method by implementing the so-called new normal that focus on hygiene, health, and safety. In addition, university can split the student to be up to 15% of the total student, which can attend a class to do practical work in a classroom to keep the method running while maintaining restrictions to contain the spread of COVID-19. University needs to enter a new normal at least until the vaccine and medicine for COVID-19 are available. Thank you.
online learning and student perspective. So in our university, after asking few students and from different faculties, we came out that there is a good side and bad side about the online learning. The first one will be students can learn from their house using their own budgets. So nowadays, most of the students are able to join the internet connection. Then, students are able to save energy and time using the online learning. The truth is, students during the regular classes are spending a lot of energy and time in the campus or in the faculties. But nowadays, while we are using the online learning, students are able to save some energy and time to do more daily activities or learn more about the subject. The first bad side about the online learning is the lack of experiences or the lack of practicing. In some faculties, students are in need to practice some subjects, such as the medicine students or the dental students. So they need to see the condition in the reality and discuss that with the doctor or the lecturer. And also, there is no commitment or specific time to join the online learning. So it can take different times from the day to join the online learning or discuss something with the lecturer. And also, there is a limited possibilities to the students, such as limited possibilities to discuss something with the lecturer or limited possibilities to reach for further information or learn more about the subject. But the most important thing, the student is able to depend on himself and establish his knowledge. Online learning in Kuala University. Previously, online learning was for the people that have a really full schedule and they are not able to join the regular classes. But nowadays, due to the condition our world going through, online learning was taken as an option to continue the studying for this semester during the COVID-19 condition. So our university is taking some medias to continue the studying, such as Zoom, Google Meet, and WhatsApp. And from those medias, we are able to communicate with the lecturers and get some assignments and also discuss something. The online classes are organized by the lecturer, which is going to be discussed about a specific time to be taken with the students, which is going to be suitable for both. And sometimes it's going to take different times, such as morning, noons, and also night, so the students is able to have a stable internet connection to have exams or quizzes.
The good side of the online learning implemented in Indonesia, especially in Kuala University, there are 5 factors. First one is utilize the existing technology. Indonesia has already implemented 5.0 industry and Japan already has implemented 5.0 society. And now no one knows about the technology. Everyone uses the technology and we have to adapt with this technology. And the second one is increase the creativity of the student, not just focusing in one specialty. If the student attend the class, they only learn one subject in one time and in one place. But if the student do online learning, they can learn one subject, 1, 2, 3, and more subject in one time. And also they can add more knowledge in one time. And also they can save time, spend less energy, and spend less money. The student do not need to allocate the money for the living cost, and also do not need to rent the cost. Do not need to rent the house and spend more money for the living cost. And the fourth is for certain students, they can ask questions without afraid of making a mistake. This is the mostly, but not all, some of the students in Kuala University or in Indonesia, they will feel shy when they ask the question for the lecture in face-to-face, but in online learning, they can ask freely to the lecture. And the last is, student can record the lecture respectively and watch it repeatedly.
Okay. Next, I will to explain about the bad side from the online learning in Syiah Kuala University and Indonesia. The first is the experiment in laboratory or field cannot be conducted. As we know that a learning process is not only due in the class, but also usually carry out the laboratory as a learning application, especially the major that's concerned in science, engineering, medicines, and others. If the lesson related with the theory can be explained with lecture use of online learning, but the lesson related with laboratory is difficult to be modified to online learning. Next is about the field practicum. Some majors such as geophysical or geological engineering or other science major require the field practicum for data collection because the effect of COVID-19, the practicum in the field cannot be conducted. Important in effective learning is the good interaction and communication and visual communication among student and lecturer, so that the knowledge transfer can be optimal. In this condition, because use the online learning process, the communication or interaction among student and lecturer is not perfectly. In the class or face-to-face, we can easy to make group discussion or Q&A or others among student and lecturer. The third is internet connection problems. As we know that the online learning process is very dependent on the internet connection. Daily, we are never separated from the internet connection. Even before the online learning process, the lecturer always reminds students to ensure a good internet connection. In others, we know that the students of Syiah Kuala University come from various regions. Each region has the different internet connection strength. Moreover, the condition of Indonesia as a fast developing country, the equality of technology in each region has not gone well. The fourth is the online learning is hard for the lecturer to control the students during the class. One of the success on learning process is supported by the control take of lecture. But now with online learning that use online application, there are limitations found by lecturer to control the students. The fifth is in some case lecturer who lack understanding to organize the online application, so the student must learn more of the subject. The sixth is online learning using online application causes the lack of interaction among lecturer and student. As a result, students quickly feel bored to listen of the lesson. Online learning sometimes take a long time, like 1 hour or 2 hours. This is less effective for students for an online class. In others, this long time for an online class is not good for our age. And the last is one of impact this condition in COVID-19. Students cannot develop to increase experience with program or offline event like exchange, symposium, or others. They just can only participate in online self-development, which is very limited.
Okay, the suggestion for improvement on the online learning. Preparing students for the online learning experience are critical. So here, the following suggestions that we hope could improve the online learning method and student satisfaction in this method, such as lecturer can set a proper schedule for conducting online class. Setting a proper schedule can help keep lecture on track throughout the day. Even when the unexpected occurs and the workload can be overwhelming. In addition, proper time management can help students to improve how they study. Lecturer and students can be more capable in operating online learning tools. Because of COVID-19, most lecturers and students suddenly find themselves forced to use technology as they teach and learn. so they must enhance their skills to use this online learning technology. It's hoped that the evaluation for lecture performance can be more efficient. It's expected to produce a professional lecturer and has good performance in implementing online learning methods. In general, this evaluation aims to enhance the performance and quality of students. Equal distribution of tuition fees. As we were studying at home, and parents of most students have been affected financially as an impact of the COVID-19 outbreak. It's really important to pay tuition fee next semester to support the students who are unable to pay during the crisis. And here are the solutions to improve online learning, such as the campus gives the internet data for students regularly. To access study materials that are available online while campus are closed to students. The campus developed a new system for class to make it more efficient. For example, universities should involve a digital tools and platforms to ensure the online learning delivered to the students without interruption and can be reopened online anytime. The government and university collaborate to provide internet connection for students who live in rural areas. For example, the government conducted partnership with mobile data providers to improve infrastructure in rural communities. The campus creates special programs for students, for example, like webinar in specific subjects or making personal lab work or internship.
Okay, based on our presentation, we have concluded some points. The first point is nowadays we need to do is physical distancing. Besides that, we have to do is distance education also. Distance education is consolidated within the university setting. This methodology allows access to higher education to a great diversity of people, addressing more relevant issues such as mobility and work compatibility and conciliation of studies and personal life. In addition, distance education has become a powerful strategy for the university, available for more people regardless their economic and social conditions. But we have to focus on 2 points. The first point, if we would like to do online learning, the first point is we have to focus and concern is information and communication technologies, and the second one is technological literacy. Even though we have smartphone and handphone and some other technology, but if we do not know how to use it, we cannot do online learning.
However, in spite of the good and bad side about what happens in online learning transition, what happens in Malaysia and Thailand also felt in here in Indonesia. And let's always hope and pray that the COVID-19 pandemic will be over soon, so we can get back to the normal activities. Thank you.
Okay, now we are going to answer Q&A sessions. Okay, the first question is about from Tariq Abdullah Muhammad Al-Rubaidi. So his question: I would like to say that some of lecturers not qualified to teach in online classes, and it's really hard to understand from online classes. Okay, I'm talking as UniMAP student. Maybe these questions, I think UniMAP teams can answer the question or give comments or opinions about this question.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. So I hope that everything's okay. So thank you so much, Tariq, for giving that question. It's just like I know you, but whatever it is, actually like we already explained just now, that in this term everyone has their own struggles. Everyone, not even the lecturers, also the students have their own struggle to adapt with this online class. We cannot say that because of his not having a better qualifications in an online class, so he's not allowed to teach. That's too big. Okay. Okay. My point of view here is we are trying to be better and better. So if you think that the way he teach the students is not efficient enough, maybe you can like slowly tolerate with them and the lecturers asking like, why not sir or doctor or professor did this and etc like that, because all in all everything's come from you, because you are the one who receive it, and it must comes from both sides. If you think that 2 hours solid lectures is too much, then you can consider tolerate with the lectures. Maybe sir, we can do Q&A sessions. It's like 1 hour lecture and another 30 minutes or another 1 hour is for Q&A sessions. And I do think that it's not everyone, it's not all the lecturers are same ideas, and they also like some of the lecturers are not that expertise in this ITs, and they also don't know how to accept Google Meet. Someone while trying to enter the Google Meet, they also don't know how to allow, and this thing. And we also cannot blame lecturers, and we also cannot blame ourselves, because this thing happens in pandemic issues which we cannot handle the face-to-face on a face-to-face class. So for this answer, I really hope that when the students encounter this thing, it's better for you yourself to confront with your lecturers and tell everything about it from your point of view. What do you think? And it also help you to enhance your communication skills with your lecturers. So that is for my part, and I'm not sure whether my team have another something to add up, or maybe other universities perhaps.
Okay, so the next question is from Pimpakan Bantong Kau. Sorry if I pronounce it wrongly, but if you write in Thai language, maybe I can read it. But this one is actually in English, so it is very difficult for me to pronounce it. But it's okay. So the next question is, I would like to know how each university helps teachers prepare online classes. I doubt that the university servers can provide the stabilized class. So I think that maybe we can have the answer from Syiah University, Syiah Kuala University.
Right, regarding the first question about the qualification of lecturer, so actually we now are facing the kind of same problems like each faculty and each major. So where most of the lecturer, especially the old lecturer, they cannot operate online platform, for example Zoom and Google Meet. I myself experienced the same thing. Especially because I am majoring in chemical engineering, and a lot of my lecturers are about 70% of them above 40 their age, and 20% of them above 50. So sometimes they face a difficulty in operating these digital transforming tools. But now I'm going to tell that we also have some kind of evaluation performance, and our rector actually made it's a talk between the students and the rector. So rector has already mentioned that for the students who got a problem with your lecture, for example, your lecturer cannot operate that online platform learning, and also if your lecturer cannot perform well during the lecture, so you can evaluate. You can fill a form and then evaluate your lecture, and then we can send it to the rector, and then it might be, and we hopefully that this system of evaluation performance will be running great, and I think that's all from us. So overall, I want to conclude that we actually conducted that about the evaluation performance of lecture, and the rector, the decision is full on the rector, and we hope that it's going to be running well. Thank you. That's all from Universitas Syiah.
Okay, thank you. So now we move to the next question from Haikal Razi. Okay, Assalamualaikum. During this pandemic situation, how reliable is assessment in distance or online learning? What measures are taken at your institution to guard against cheating? Thank you. So I think we can an answer from Thaksin University. Okay, anyone from Thailand can answer the question? Okay, so if there's nobody from Thailand who wants to answer the question, so maybe we can pose these questions to UNSYIAH University.
All right. Based on the question, what measure has taken that your institution to guard against cheating? So, personally in Syiah Kuala, in Universitas Syiah Kuala, I think every major, every faculty of us, we do the final exam or such exam or assignment, we do it by online. So personally, in chemical engineering and also in engineering faculty generally, we do it by online and it is open book. And because of that, it's open book, so we can, it's not like cheating, but we can open book, we can open our book to answer the questions. And most of us, like for example, in the teaching and education faculty, they have like Google form, and their lecturers made the question about the final exam by making that Google form to fill the questions, to fill the answers there. And so far from Universitas Syiah Kuala, we apply that system, we apply that open book system, because we know that under this situation, it is abnormal situation, and we understand students about how to conduct the assignment and final exam properly. And also, a part of this, our university has prepared that minimum grade that we can get for each subject is quite well, it's like B. So we are guaranteed to get a grade like minimum B for our subject. And because of that, I think a part of like cheating or part of online or offline system of exam, I think minimum grade B, and with that open book system in exam is quite well run right now. I think that's all from Universitas Syiah Kuala.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. Now we move to the next question from Tasnim Ahmad. Assalamualaikum and hi. We know that some courses are more practical oriented than theories. May I know how about practical sessions such as lab work will take place if we transition to online learning? Thank you. So this question, I think we are going to hear answers from Thailand University, from Thaksin University. Okay, so the team from Thaksin University, you may answer the question.
So I apologize for the previous question. So for this question about the courses are more practical oriented than theories. So about the practical sessions, right? So I have observed some of my friends' universities and also my university, including the practical sessions. So we have the way to figure out which is during this online learning. So we all study about the theories and the method. And when we have a chance to study at university, so we will further our lab at university. So this is the easiest way that we can figure and we can solve this problem, because we cannot deny the fact that we have limitation of studying, especially practical session. So yes, we studied about the theory through online learning, and then when the universities or schools open, so we are going to start to do lab with partners. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. So now we move to the next question from Adelia Nurfaini. Okay, Assalamualaikum. During the online class as what happened today, and speaker has spoken to us clearly some of the advantages for learning online. For instance, if students spend less cost, nevertheless, we have known that as students have paid off the college cost tuitions as full before this circumstance. The thing I want to know is from each university during this situation, are there facilities or services that are different given by university to student? Thanks. Okay, so these questions, I think maybe we can hear answers from UniMAP students. So maybe we can hear answers from Najwa.
For these questions, in Malaysia, we are not clearly being informed yet on, because we are the public university, we are under the government. So whatever the fees we are conducting or we are need to be conduct, we need to the students have to pay. They have to undergo with the discussion with the government higher education sector first. But as for the fee, I think the fee is similar, still remain, but maybe the university can cut out the cost of hostel or the facilities such as the transportation, because we are not using that. So maybe they can only pay just for the studying part, which is not the hostel or the transportation, because we are using our own internet connectivity. And besides, the government also has give us the internet from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is the duration or the period of the learning time, because there are no lectures doing the class at night. But maybe if they are doing at night, the student can use their own internet connectivity. So it is the same thing that when we are at the physical class, we are still using our own internet connectivity. So in addition, the government also gives another alternative, which is the free internet connection from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I think the fee is not a problem, because the issue has been brought to the higher educational institution sector also. So maybe they should not worry about the fees they are going to pay, because we all know that they are not using the facilities such as hostel and also their transportation. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, so maybe we can hear another answer from Universitas Syiah, Kuala.
Okay, thank you so much for asking us the questions, and thank you so much for Adelia Nurfani 7, for it has asked us the questions about the tuition fee, and also asked the question about the facilities and service that are offered to the students. Actually, I'm as the student and my team as the student in Kuala University. We have already paid the tuition fees for next semester, but the Kuala University provide us internet data or quota internet, and the first step, the university provide the student 8 GB data Telkomsel for the provider of Indonesia, and the second step is the Kuala University provide the student 4 GB Telkomsel data, internet data. But actually, in this point, we have to pay more than the tuition cost, same like last year or same like last semester. But now we have to do online learning. Maybe Adelia asked the questions. Ask the questions why the tuition fee is same like last year or last semester. And here in Kuala University, the university already provide us the internet data. Besides that, the university also give the advantage for the students to do research or something like laboratory activities in the campus, but it needs
letter permissions to do research in the laboratory. This is the university profit for the student in Syiah Kuala University. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for the questions. So now we move to the next question from Muhammad Al-Fath. Assalamualaikum. I would like to ask about the event held by students annually from each university. Is there any special regulations for it, and how can you fix the event during this pandemic except turn it into an online forum? Thank you. So maybe I can open these questions to all of you who wants to answer the questions. You may answer the question.
Moderator, please. We are from Universitas Syiah Kuala. We would like to answer the question from Muhammad Al-Fath.
Okay, you may answer the question.
All right. So this is actually quite a big problem for us, especially we have like so many students organization, starts from internal organization until external organizations, and also at the beginning of the 10th year of that organization, we have planned about our work program that we want to do in the next following year, right? With that organization, but because of this COVID-19 hits us and makes us stressed out, and then the university then decided to ban all of students or organizations activity outside campus, outside and inside campus. So the first command by the rector is to turn it online. So all of the outside activity, all of the outside event will be turning to be online forum, or online such as like webinar or something like that, e-workshop or something like that. And our university actually decided to, if your organization wants to do like social activity or social project related to COVID-19, for example, like you want to go to the school maybe in rural area, and then you want to teach them, you want to socialize them about the COVID-19, maybe you want to make like something like socialization, and you can do it. We can do it, and we can get like funding from our university. So that is like privilege if our university, if our organization wants to conduct social project. But this a part of social project, for example, like the project or the event that we want to help, but no relation at all with COVID-19, we cannot do it. It's all bad. That's all from Universitas Syiah Kuala. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to all of the participants, and thank you to all the audience also. So now time is running out. So that's all for today about our forum. So now I'm going to pass to Dr. Arthur.
All right. So thank you so much, Dr. Our moderator, Dr. Syiah, for his excellent work today. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone, especially the participants from UNSYIAH, Thaksin, and our own UniMAP students, to be a very, I think it's it's not like a hot debate thing, but it's always refreshing to listen to new ideas from the students. Yeah. So before we end this event, I would like to invite our representative from Thaksin University. May I call upon Dr. Tavisay Kutseki to give some remarks before we end this, followed by a representative from UNSYIAH later. So maybe I'll pass the mic to Dr. Tavisa. Dr. Tavisa, are you there? All right. Okay, maybe Dr. Tavisa is not around. Maybe we'll call upon the next person, Dr. Nati.
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Nati.
Hi. I would like to say that today our program goes excellent, and everyone did a great job. I would like to say that, and moderator did a great job as well, and the organizer I would like to give the credits to UniMAP for organizing this, especially Dr. Harter. You work very hard and you produce very wonderful work for the first time. So this will make me think a lot about when we will be the host, you know. You did a good job, really good job, and set the high criteria of organizing online meeting like this. And I see the potentials in the future that we can do something great in the future. And for students, all students prepare very well prepared, very organized, and I see the uniqueness of each university, of being a student at university. And I would like to admire the students from Kuala, from Indonesia, and from UniMAP, that you have very good technology skills in making PowerPoints, in preparing information. And as for Thaksin University, also did a very good job for they present information in naturally and in professional, and they spread out from naturally, I think, and also well prepared. And you all can have the concise idea, and we can gain a lot of ideas and exchange information from each university. And I would like to say thank you all today, and I hope that our collaboration will be continued and will be fruitful in the future, both for students and maybe in the future for the lecturers as well, for the researchers as well, and for others as well, and to meet to virtual online or virtual meeting like this. Thank you very much for your wonderful and hard working today. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. We hear it from Dr. Nanti. Definitely, this is thank you for actually addressing the efforts done by UniMAP. I will have to say that the effort and the contribution for all three universities are all equal. In fact, if you would like to know, the title of this program, Teen Talks, actually comes from the suggestion from Dr. Nanti herself. So yeah, so I think all of us we should take the credits, yeah. And certainly they can be better. Surely it can be better, and we really do anticipate the next series in the next month, yeah, Dr. Nanti. All right. So next we will invite Dr. Muzailin from UNSYIAH University to give some remarks, yeah? Dr. Muzailin? Hello, hi.
Hello. Hello everyone, Dr. Arthur, Dr. Natrina. I'm very happy today. I'm so happy today. You know? Yeah, from the idea become reality. From the idea become reality. So everything can be done. Everything can be done. So thank you very much for the support, participation from UniMAP, from Thaksin University, especially Dr. Teresa. Where is he? So yeah, everybody. So on behalf of Kuala University, we are all the team here. Very honored to be part of this team. So we agree that not only here, but we have to move more and forward with more innovative idea, and of course to broaden to another members from UNINET. So this is only the model. Our model is very successful, so we have to promote, replicate, and extend to other members university. So we hope that UniMAP can promote to other members in Malaysia. Thaksin University also, please discuss with other members in Thailand, as well as Syiah Kuala. Here we will have another internal meeting, our internal meeting next week with other members in Indonesia. So everyone, thank you very much for the contributions. Dr. Arthur, you are so talented today, very successful, Dr. Arthur. So I'm sorry I cannot join the whole session, but I joined a little bit, but I can see how our students actually they are very talented in talk for our future. So we can move this not only for mobility by virtual. We hope by September or October we will meet to celebrate. Okay, we will meet to celebrate either at UniMAP or at Thaksin or in Aceh. Yeah, for sure. We hope that this COVID-19 will end very soon. We are sure that September, October, we can meet each other. So, and also please to increase this not only for mobility but can be to research, join research among these three universities, even with other members. Students who already participate today, we give the credit, we will provide very good recognition certificate, and also we will prioritize the student to join the physical mobility, not only virtual but physical mobility. We will give the priority for today participations, including the presenter and also the audience. And once again, thank you for UniMAP as the host, very successful. Yeah, successful. And next, maybe the host can be Dr. Natana. Okay, or even Syiah Kuala, we also agree, no problem. But if we are counting Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, then the next host will be Thailand, and then back to Indonesia. Yeah, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand. So after Malaysia should be Thailand, and then back to Indonesia. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, for the all participation, all members.
No.
All committee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muzailin, for your compliment remarks. Basically, I must say that the idea of having this virtual mobility program actually comes from two persons. Actually, if I remember, Dr. Davisa and Dr. Muzailin, they are actually the initiator who actually started this. And thank you so much for allowing UniMAP to join this bandwagon. Yeah. So with that being said, of course, as per Dr. Muzailin's hopeful remarks, we really do hope that we could do our usual physical mobility really soon. When the situation allows us to cross the border again, I'm sure that UniMAP will welcome everyone from UNSYIAH University, from Thaksin University to come over here, and we can have a program together. Yeah. And in fact, we have a plan to go to Thailand, right? To have durian together.
Okay.
To eat durian. Anyone here eat durian? Oh, I can see so many of you. Right. Wonderful. So yeah. So with that hopeful remarks, I would like to end today's section. There are a few things I would. Yeah, Dr. Nati. Yes.
I before you finish the program, I would like you to leave the room like this, because I would like the students from each university can talk to each other later.
All right.
Can you do that? Don't close the meeting room yet.
Yes,
because I see their eyes. They would like to know to each other. They would like to talk to each other then. So maybe after we finish, they can get to know each other.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Dr. Nati. It's time for the teens to really talk, yeah, rather than old people like us. So yeah, I
I'm
think
not
that will,
old, except
okay,
Dr.
okay.
Hussein.
Old
You
people
old?
like me
We
then.
are still young. We are still young.
Right. But yes, I think that is a brilliant idea. I really hope that our students, I'm very sure that our students will participate as well. And so all the students, please stay inside here, be it participants or audience. I think it's a good chance for you to exchange ideas and to basically just throw out whatever ideas that you have without our presence, right? Because we are lecturers and whatnot. Sometimes you are reluctant to say something. I understand that we were a student before. But before that, please allow me to close this session, if I may, Dr. Nati. So again, once again, on behalf of Universiti Malaysia Perlis, we are from Center for International Engagement. We would like to express our gratitude to all of our partners from UNSYIAH University, Thaksin University, and all of the participants, be it the presenting participants from UNSYIAH and Thaksin and our very own UniMAP team, and all of the audience as well. So in order to basically appreciate your participation today, UniMAP will be, with the help, together with UNSYIAH and Thaksin University, we will be issuing out the certificates of participation for all of the audiences, and certificates of appreciation to the presenting members, because you guys really put in a lot of effort, so you give it a different certificates. Yeah, so the certificates will be sent out to each of the participants as well as the audience via email individually. UniMAP will send out the email soon. Within the email, I would like to basically inform you all that within the email, on top of your e-certificates, we will attach one link for an online survey form, whereby all of the audiences today, being presenting audience or the audience or in the crowd, you may actually give your suggestion to us on how do we improve our program, and more importantly, what type of the programs or what kind of the titles that you would like to hear from in the next series. I'm very sure that young people like you, being vibrant and everything, you have a lot of ideas in your mind, so let's make that heard by us. So I think that's all from me. So thank you very much for your participation and patience today. So it is 12:36 in Malaysia time. I think it's 11:36 in Thailand and Indonesia, right? So I apologize if we actually take extra 30 minutes, and I apologize if we have any technical difficulties and what's not. And I again congratulate everyone today, and thank you so much for your participation. Thank you. Terima kasih. How do you say it?
สวัสดีค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you.
Thank you. You guys can, I will take the attendance now. So the students, you can stay in this group. I will not close this group. You guys feel free to engage anyone from any university. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would like to take a photo. I don't know how.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay,
So
let me send you some photos, Dr. Arthur.
okay, bye. So everyone just do like this, right, on your screen. So we'll try to make that. All right, guys. So you all young guys, you all have fun. So I leave the floor to you all. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.